Title: The Whispering Chamber of Dolls. It was a gloomy afternoon in late October when I first set foot in that cursed place, the haunted doll shop. Located on the outskirts of a quiet, picturesque town, the shop seemed to defy the tranquility that surrounded it. I had always been drawn to the eerie and unexplained, and that day, my curiosity got the best of me. Little did I know that this decision would lead me down a path of terror and despair I could never have imagined. The shop was named Elysian Doll Emporium, and its reputation had spread throughout the town like a sinister rumor. Locals whispered of its enigmatic owner, a reclusive woman known only as Madame Elysia. No one seemed to know her true name, or if she even existed at all. But the allure of the dolls was too strong for me to resist. As I stepped through the creaking door, a wave of frigid air washed over me, sending a shiver down my spine. The interior was dimly lit, and the shelves were lined with a multitude of dolls, each more unnerving than the last. Their eyes, cold and glassy, seemed to follow me, their expressions frozen in twisted, malevolent grins. My heart raced, but I couldn't turn back now. I was already trapped within their eerie domain. A tinkling bell announced my presence to the hidden depths of the shop, and a voice, soft as a whisper but carrying the weight of centuries, spoke from behind me. "Welcome, dear seeker. What brings you to my humble abode?" I turned, startled, to find a woman standing at the entrance. She was draped in a dark, flowing gown that seemed to blend seamlessly with the shadows around her. Her eyes were deep and dark, like the abyss, and her pale skin contrasted sharply with her inky black hair. She was Madame Elysia, the enigmatic owner of this forsaken establishment. "I heard tales of your remarkable dolls," I stammered, trying to sound more confident than I felt. "I wanted to see them for myself." Madame Elysia's lips curled into a haunting smile. "Ah, you have a taste for the macabre, do you? Very well, my dear. Feel free to explore my collection." With a nod of her head, she retreated into the depths of the shop, leaving me alone with the unnerving dolls. I decided to start at the beginning, working my way along the shelves. Each doll was more chilling than the last, with lifelike features and an aura of malevolence. Some had cracked porcelain faces, others had eyes that seemed to weep blood, and a few were missing limbs. Their outfits were of various styles and time periods, all in various states of decay. The further I delved into the shop, the stronger the sense of foreboding became. I reached a secluded corner, where a single doll sat on a small, ornate pedestal. She was unlike any other in the shop, radiating a sinister beauty. Her porcelain skin was flawless, her eyes, though glassy like the rest, appeared to hold a hint of humanity. Her lips were painted a deep, tempting red, and she wore an extravagant black lace dress. I couldn't tear my eyes away from her, captivated by the eerie allure that emanated from this particular doll. A small, tarnished brass plaque beneath her read, "The Whispering Lady." Without thinking, I reached out to touch her. As my fingers brushed her cheek, I felt a rush of cold, ghostly air, and her lips curled into a malicious smile. I recoiled in horror, but it was too late. A whisper, barely audible, slithered into my ears, filling my mind with chilling words. "I've been waiting for you, dear seeker," the voice cooed, echoing in my head. "You're the one I've been waiting for." Panic surged through my veins, and I tried to step away from the doll, but an invisible force held me in place. The other dolls on the shelves, previously motionless, began to shift and sway, their glassy eyes now locked on me. I was trapped in the Whispering Lady's dreadful spell. Madame Elysia reappeared, her sinister smile wider than ever. "It seems you found a friend, my dear," she purred. "The Whispering Lady has chosen you." Fear and desperation coursed through me as I pleaded for release, but Madame Elysia merely observed, her dark eyes gleaming with malevolence. The room grew darker, the shadows deepening, and the Whispering Lady's voice grew louder, her words now distinct and malevolent. "You are mine, forever," the doll hissed, and I could feel her influence seeping into my very soul. I tried to resist, but I was powerless to escape her grasp. My mind was a tumultuous storm of dread and despair, and I knew that I was now bound to the cursed doll. Days turned into weeks, and I became a prisoner of the haunted doll shop, existing in a nightmarish realm of twisted dolls and unending darkness. The Whispering Lady's voice echoed in my mind, tormenting me with her sinister whispers. She reveled in my despair, drawing sustenance from my fear and anguish. Madame Elysia, the sinister puppeteer, watched with delight as I withered away, my sanity slipping through my trembling fingers. She would occasionally appear, offering me a morsel of food or water, just enough to keep me alive. Her twisted amusement knew no bounds, and she reveled in the agony she had brought upon me. One fateful night, as I lay in the suffocating darkness, the Whispering Lady's whispers took on a different tone. "You can set me free," she cooed, her voice dripping with seduction. "Together, we can escape this wretched place." Desperation and madness had taken their toll on me, and I was willing to entertain any possibility of escape. I listened intently as the doll laid out a plan, a ghastly ritual that would free her from the confines of the doll form and allow her to inhabit a living vessel, namely, me. With trembling hands, I followed her instructions, a flicker of hope emerging from the depths of my despair. I knew that the Whispering Lady's promises were laced with deceit, but I was desperate to end my torment. As I carried out the ritual, the haunted doll shop transformed into a malevolent realm, shadows swirling like a sinister storm. The dolls on the shelves writhed and groaned, their torment now mirrored in my own heart. The ritual reached its climax, and I felt a searing pain as the Whispering Lady's essence began to merge with mine. In that moment, I understood the true nature of the haunted doll shop. It was a cursed place, a realm of malevolent spirits trapped within the dolls, and Madame Elysia was their cruel mistress, feeding off the despair and fear of those who ventured into her domain. As the Whispering Lady's essence continued to merge with my own, I realized that my existence had become intertwined with the cursed dolls, and there was no escape. My body and soul were no longer my own, and I had become a vessel for the malevolent spirits that had haunted the shop for centuries. Madame Elysia stood over me, her dark eyes filled with sadistic satisfaction. "You are now one of us," she hissed, her voice a chilling melody. "Welcome to the eternal darkness of the Elysian Doll Emporium." And with that, the haunted doll shop faded into obscurity, a nightmarish realm that existed on the fringes of reality, waiting to ensnare the next unsuspecting seeker of the macabre. I had become a part of its cursed tapestry, forever bound to the malevolent spirits that dwelled within, lost in a never-ending nightmare of dolls that whispered in the shadows.